Hi, nice to meet you again, Hira. I'm very pleased to be with you today. So my first question is, I was actually working on this project and, even the collaboration with Martin, how was his presence? It was difficult to work with him. Please tell us everything.
This has been the easiest and most fruitful creative partnership of my life. I was very nervous about that first meeting with him. But he has a lot of people around him, and they put me at ease very quickly. And he said, there's no need to be nervous, this is going to be a lot of fun. And they were right, and it was. And we've just had hours and hours and probably days and weeks and months of conversations at this point about characters that we love, about stories that we love. And I mean, nothing better than going right to the source. We both we're headed in the same direction. We both wanted the same things for these novellas, and we both agreed pretty early on about how to add to them. Obviously, I think The Hedge Knight is, depending on the edition, 90-ish pages, and A Song of Ice and Fire has about 6,000 pages at this point. So we were dealing with less information, less detail, but we very quickly found places to add. I like to think that this is just what he would have done if he had done a novella, the Hedge Knight, done a novel instead of a novella. Spending more time with Lionel Baratheon, easy, fun, Baratheon tent, great. Spending a little bit more time even with Duncan Egg before we turn things on its head. Getting to know that relationship, seeing what the two of them are like together, and getting to hang out and have a little bit of fun in Westeros. Who doesn't want to do that? You don't have to worry about the dead coming to kill mankind. You don't have to worry about, dragons, they're all gone as well. It's a little bit of a simpler, quieter entry. And then, of course, in Martin's way, everything goes to shit quite quickly.
Yes. Can I ask you, how was the process of casting the characters of Duncan Egg, and also, how did you imagine them before actually meeting the actors, if you had already in mind?
I definitely did have people in mind, and the first batch of actors that I was sent by my casting director was a batch of 15 eggs. And,
oh, wow.
and right at the very top, the first one, number one, was Dexter Saul Ansel, and I clicked on his audition and I watched it and I said, great, this is gonna be easy. Yeah, that's the guy I had pictured. And of course we went through the entire process, but we ended up circling all the way back around and ended up with him, so it really couldn't have been anyone else. Peter Claffey it's funny that there is, when you ask to have somebody who is trending towards 7 feet and not a string bean, and also has the ability to do drama and comedy, the pool narrows quite significantly. And so we were very fortunate that Peter's parents decided to, have a baby, and it became him, because this role couldn't have gone to anyone else. I don't know. It's the fact that he had been in Vikings before, then he had been in Bad Sisters for comedy, that he's a former professional Irish rugby player. He was perfect. He was tailor-made to play this role for us. And the fact that he's just also happens to be such a leader and a wonderful person, you don't cast for that. But he made everybody feel so warm and welcome when they were coming into Ireland, and when they were shooting with us. It allowed us to maybe shoot a little bit more efficiently, to get a lot more, to bleed that sort of soul and emotion that they all had for each other out onto the screen. And so we're very fortunate that we found him.
And can I ask you, what was the most difficult scene to shoot this time, in this season? Because, it was so easy to watch. I mean, the episode was so quick, I was like, oh my God, I need more of that.
Good, okay, yeah, good. So that's great.
Very cool to see the humor on one side, the drama on the other side, but so blended together in this mix that is really keeping you on the edge of the chair.
No, of course.
How was for you, to put these elements together, especially for the tourney scenes as well?
Yes, that strangely enough, I think the hardest, the most difficult scene was that sort of that first true meeting of Dunk and Egg when they're inside the stables at the inn. When he comes in and Egg's riding the horse and they're talking to each other. Because it was very early on in production and everybody was still getting their legs under them, getting gathered, and we were in that tiny little stables and you have animals that you're dealing with, and it's that was a tricky day. And but ultimately people seem to enjoy it, and so, you know, I always see the imperfections with the show, but that was a funny one. The action stuff was easy. The action, I mean, not easy for me to watch and to say, yeah, let's, you know, try and do this again. But these are world-class stunt artists and the very, very best horse riders in the whole world, and they've been doing this for a long time. And when we introduced a few new elements of heavy mud and rain and fog, all of a sudden we came up with something that was quite special and sticking quite securely to Dunk's POV. I think people are gonna to really feel this one. Hopefully we've done something quite visceral and impressive.
Very, very nice. Thank you so much, Ira.
No,
it's
course,
been a pleasure and all the best for the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.